Okay, so I've got two old name boards and I'm taking a look at them. They look like they're kind of gold metallic acrylic paint. They're actually on 19 mil plywood. This one is in fairly good shape but could use some touch-ups, and this one is covered with dust, so let's give it a quick clean. So this top one is definitely faded more and in rougher shape. I have some acrylic paint, so what I think I'm going to try is to sand the surface slightly, paint over the letters, and then re-varnish. I may end up making new ones. As you see, this one, the varnish is starting to go bad. It's missing some paint. So I guess this is an experiment to see how they'll go. Okay, so I've got some 220 paper. It's a cork sanding block. I probably should cut this down, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to wrap the paper, keep it fairly tight, give it a light sand over the letters and see what happens. Okay, so I can definitely see some varnish lifting here. That probably needs to be scraped. I don't want to lose the definition of the letters or the dolphins, but I may have to. And I suppose the good thing is I have the second one that I can use as a template to repaint. I'm going to give this a bit of a wipe with a tack cloth and see how this looks. Okay, so I don't feel like I'm necessarily getting into the letters. I think I'm just scuffing the varnish. I know this is bad and there's a crack. I'm going to have to deal with that varnish. This varnish is starting to bubble right here. I may be able to sand it out. So we'll keep going. The back has some varnish buildup. It'll definitely get power sanded. And again, if these don't work out, that's okay. I do have a plan to remake some new signs in a future video, or new name boards for Talitha. But we'll see what we can do. So it feels smooth to the touch. I'm pretty happy. I mean, it's not 100% smooth. I definitely need to fix this, and I'm pretty sure that's going to ruin the paint underneath, but it's something we're going to have to deal with. Okay, this scraper with a heavy razor blade may be a bit aggressive, but I do need to sort out this varnish here, or at least fill it with varnish to repaint. So let's see what we can... Oh yes, the wood's definitely split and got moisture underneath the varnish. So I'm down to wood. There's a rough edge there that I might be able to sand out. I don't know if the 220 is going to do this though. I feel like this is going to take some pretty aggressive sanding. Although it's starting to feather. And definitely have more varnish has now come off while I try to feather this in. So I feel like I'm down to paint and old varnish here. You can see the line in the varnish. So this isn't going to work great. This one may be not salvageable. Okay, with a bit of scraping, it's actually fairly smooth. I'm definitely below the varnish. There's a varnish line here that I'm going to have to redo the dolphin's paint for sure. And this now is following basically a crack in the wood that does end. So here is a hard spot. The rest is fairly feathered. right here feels like a hard spot. The rest of it is fairly feathered in. Okay, I think a bit of sanding may fix this up. I can still feel the edge here. The rest is actually pretty good. You can start to see gold paint coming out now, but the edge is becoming feathered. Okay, other than a new spot that I just raised, it actually feels pretty good. Although you can see right there, there's a hole in the varnish, which is actually a divot in the wood. So I think from here, this is smooth enough for me to attempt to repaint over it. So I'm going to give this another complete sand to try to level it out and give some bite to the acrylic paint on the varnish. Then we'll give it a go at painting and then revarnish and see what it looks like in the end. Not sure if I should do this, but I'm going to give this a quick rub with turpentine to take down the remaining dust and then let it dry before I try to do some painting over top of the letters. So as you can see, let's pick up a bit more dust. I'm not sure exactly what this is going to do to the varnish surface. We're definitely got some issues with the varnish and the wood underneath, so these are not going to last forever. However, I definitely can touch up the letters and make this look nicer for now. I'm just not sure if it's actually going to be worth the effort. Unlike this one, which seems to be in a lot better shape. What I think I'm going to do is use these as a bit of a restoration project, see what I can do, and then we'll probably make new signboards in the end. The same size and shape, but different style and lettering. Okay, so what I see going on here, some missing paint, the wood is discolored, and this color total of the wood is different from the other name board. I've sanded all the edges and the backs to 180. There's some paint on here still I could sand off, but I'm not going to. Basically, I'm going to acrylic over the gold and black. I'm going to re-varnish it and see what it looks like. Worst case, I guess it's an old collector's piece for the boat. And like I said, I'm pretty sure now that I'm going to remake some name boards. And so I'll do that in some upcoming videos. I'm going to do one with carved letters and gold leaf. I may include the dolphins slightly different, maybe more upstanding and jumping out of the water, these two dolphins. And I may do another one with exactly this lettering and shape and dolphins, but I'm going to try to carve out the letters and dolphins and see how we go with that. Haven't done a lot of wood carving, so we'll see how we go. I think the first one, I'm going to use block carved letters, gold leaf. Second one, I may try this fancy cursive writing and some carving in gold leaf.